Nah, she was cute, but that was the extent of it. Like it was, they leave the country. They leave the country. They're gone. All right, so you can hear me.
Welcome to welcome to our podcast.
Oh, so welcome back. Shout out to Team Chollet for victory this weekend in Las Vegas.
It was fucking awesome.
It was.
It was awesome. It was a good experience.
He put him down in 4.
They fought in the 4th round. He dropped them in it, but that fight was tough, bro. Like we were fighting an undefeated guy, from Chicago with a lot of experience, a lot of amateur experience. And when we got ready for that camp, we prepared for 8 rounds. And the day of the fight, and those guys who know about boxing know they've been through this. When we got through this, like, oh, your fight got cut back to 6. And I'm like, fuck. Because this guy's going to box us. He's going to move and run. So, well, what can I say? I try to argue, but there was 12 fights. There's only so many rounds the promotion can do. So I go down to see the day of the fight. After that was at the weigh-ins. Mm-hmm. The day of the fight, I go down to the venue before it starts. And I look at that ring, and it looks just like every foot looks like 10. Really? Like it just got bigger and bigger. And I'm like, fuck, this guy's not going to want to stay with us because of Javier's power.
Mm-hmm.
Fight starts, and the guy feels Javier's power, and he just starts boxing us, bro. And he did good, man. I give the kid props, man. Jorge Perez from Chicago. I wished him all the best after the fight was over, but he just boxed very beautiful.
Now, I want to stop right there because like people like me, when you say somebody boxes as opposed to,
well, the word boxing to me means hit and not be hit.
Okay.
So the young man was just touching and moving, and he wasn't being effective with his punches, but that's what he's good at. So we have to find a way to decipher that.
Okay.
So in the 3rd round, I thought we were down 3 rounds to none because of just the boxing. And then
that's tough when you can't get in the lead just because you can't cut off the ring, catch him.
Yeah. So in the 4th round, Javier, we get in his ass, me and Gordo and Maggie, and we're just yelling at him, not yelling at him, instructing him to find a way to make that shit happen. And Javier just gets close and drops him with the overhand right. And then we won that round by 2 points. He takes the 5th round also. And so he comes to the corner. I go, bro, we just need this round. Either you're gonna have a draw, or you're gonna lose, or you can win. It's up to you. And then in the 6th round, bro, he hits him, and that kid looked like he had already fought 12 rounds by the 6th round. He was like surviving, hugging us. He was hurt. He was out on his feet with the body shot, but he kept fighting.
So he really only had 3 rounds in him?
Who's that?
The opponent.
Well, no, it's just that the 10th.
Because you're saying by the 10th round, by the 6th round.
By the 6th round, he was done. I said he looked like he had already been in a 12-round fight.
That's what I'm saying. So you said you gave him the first 2 rounds. The
first 3, yeah, I gave him the first 3 rounds. To me, like I thought we lost those 3 rounds.
Did he slow down in the 4th?
A lot. And he kept hugging. After he got dropped, it would change. And then the 5th round, he was survival fighting. Mm-hmm. He was wrapping us up. And that's what I've been talking about. Less hugs, more slugs. And then the 6th round, he was almost out on his feet. So if that fight would have went originally like it was supposed to do 8 rounds, we would have stopped him. Mm-hmm. But we had that little moment, me and that young man, after the fight was over. I hugged him in the ring, and I said, man, you're a fucking good-ass fighter, bro. Mm-hmm. He said, me? That guy's a monster. I said, no, but believe me, that kid is a monster, I know, but he be getting everybody out. He said, every shot he hit me, coach, I can feel.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, so...
Because the Chollet brothers do not throw punches for the sake of throwing.
Yeah.
That's just that. It's they're very accurate,
pinpoint,
and intentional.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
So that fight, dude, would just helped us so much because, like I said, 2 undefeated young men. He's 22, we're 21. Mm-hmm. He came in obviously to an opportunity for PBC and promotions, and they made him a little offer. If you beat Javier, we're gonna give you a contract. All that stuff, Mm-hmm. So that kid came in with everything to lose, and he showed he's a great fighter. I wish him nothing but the best. All the kids that I fought with, either fighter that I have, we beat them or lose to them. We built like a brotherhood.
Right.
So I wish them all the best, man. And then we just stuck around and went down and got dressed up and went to go see the other fights. And
Did you get there in time this time?
for which ones?
Because what was the fight that you were at last time that you barely made it to?
Shit, almost all of them. Yeah, we had a 3-hour window, so I went upstairs. I got dressed. No, I went to go run. And then I got dressed.
I gotta be like I don't run. Like I've gotten to the point where I can't say that I haven't run in a while. It's like, you know, when somebody doesn't show up to the gym, you're like a part timer.
Yeah.
And then, but if they don't show up long enough, you're like, welcome back.
Yeah.
I need to start running again. But now, like you in Vegas on a vacation between fights, like, oh, I can squeeze in a fight. I would be like, I got to squeeze in a nap.
No, I gotta run. I gotta run because I can't nap. I'm all amped up before the fight. I'm thinking of all the scenarios if we lose, win, what to do, what happens when we get dropped. So my mind is just nonstop thinking. So that's why I run. Because if I don't run, I'll break down in that room. So yeah, we got dressed up and we went to go see the fight, and I was an experience. It was a great fight to be at, man. I was when Boo Boo fought Benavidez, I honestly thought that was a 50-50 fight. But being there and hearing in the background and before the fight started from some people that I know, reliable people, that Boo Boo's mindset and his strategy to beat Benavidez was all wrong. Boo Boo got to that level by being Boo Boo, boxing, awkwardness, and he wanted to sit down and bully Benavidez.
Bully's never gonna win. Is rarely gonna win. From what I've seen,
yeah,
it's really you're overcompensating something. So once and you're telling that guy who's already gotten in the ring with you, you're trying to make them afraid of you.
Yeah.
And if you're in the ring with a boxer, you're not going to be able to bully them because they're not going to be afraid.
Yep.
And so how did this fit? How did this pan out for?
It worked out bad for him. Boo Boo went in there and won the first 3 rounds, 3 rounds. But as he started getting confident, he started sitting down. That's where his plan was, to start bullying him. And it just took a shot or two, and the whole fight changed. And then Boo Boo was trying to survive after that. But you know what, man? I have to give him a lot of respect, bro. He didn't try to hug him. He didn't try to survive. You know, when he got hurt, he hugged when it was necessary. I know you guys all hear me say, well, the fucking hugs. I hate hugging in boxing. If you're hurt, do it. But if you're not hurt, come on, bro. Just you're in the fight game. It makes that shit boring.
It's a like, I understand your animosity to hugging. I just know that with me, it's going to it's how to stop it. It's like, okay, I gotta make this stop.
No, I understand that, but like if you're getting hurt, if you're hurt, yeah. But I'm just talking about hugging for no reason.
Oh yeah, if you're lazy.
I understand. Like if you have to hug for survival, I'm with that. I'll hug too. Shit.
Yeah. Okay. Don't be lazy and hug.
No, don't be fearful, because most guys that hug, they hug when they're in a disadvantage. Either a fighter is working to get at a mid-range, short range, would get real close to them. So instead of fighting their way out of that one, they just wrap them up and have the referee break them up and reestablish their long range.
And you should be able to do that with your feet.
Of course.
Yeah, just like he's too close.
Feints, moves. Yeah.
I'm going to turn him around. Use your feet. Okay, so and I've always wondered, what's the answer? Okay, don't hug. What do I do? You use your feet.
Use your feints, you use your feet, you use your jab, and you move away.
Okay. I've learned something. I hope that you have. A lot of people were like, oh, they like giving the tips. I forget what we gave tips on last week.
About the range? I think it was about, I forgot what it was about.
Yeah, but
we go back, walk back and watch it.
I won't. Yeah, I won't. But it's so work on your feet work. That's what Abdi and I are doing is working on feet work. And it's so frustrating trying to give someone the feet that you think that they should have.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. It's like, cause he's not, I want him to float. That's what I want him to do. And he has this little hop that I'm trying to get rid of. You know, it's like, I think Sugar Ray Robinson had this like leaping jab that no one's ever been able to replicate since him.
He could get away with it. He was one of the few that can get away. That's like a big risk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody else keep both feet on the ground. Like none of that hopping stuff. Because if it gets time wrong, you're already off the ground. All I have to do is make sure you don't land back on your feet.
That's funny. Why are you Sugar Ray Robinson, one of the greatest fighters of all time?
Why not?
Because not everybody's a great fighter like him.
No, that's my point.
Yeah.
It's like you can't do what the greats do all the time. You know?
Oh, yeah,
like,
Don't emulate somebody that fits your abilities better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm not saying that that's what my guy does.
But isn't it funny Sugar Ray Robinson didn't have nothing that you'd be like, wow, like the tremendous speed, tremendous power. I mean, I'm sure he fucking hit hard, but I'm saying he wasn't out of the ordinary. He was just good at what he did.
Mm-hmm. And just that's
repetition.
That I gotta win this. I look at boxing. If I'm watching boxing and the original footage is in black and white, and this is one thing I've seen. I just want to pause for a second. And this is ridiculous. People are starting to take footage of stuff from the 80s and 90s and put it in black and white. just to show how old it is. Cut it out, okay? It's ridiculous. You don't need to do it. We know that the 80s was 40 years ago. Stop it. So, but if I'm watching a fight that's it's in black and white, my mind says these two men are fighting for not just survival, food. You know, this is all they know. They don't have, they almost don't have happiness.
They didn't.
Yeah, it's insane. Like we were talking once about like the mentality of the fighter now versus the mentality of the fighter then. Mental health didn't exist at the same time. Black and white television did.
No.
Okay, so look at it like that. Like if you're messing with that's a dangerous pool to swim in. So it's like when Sugar Ray Robinson, one of his advantages was that it's what he knew, it's what he did. You know, he and another thing, he experienced hate left and right outside the ring.
Imagine that shit.
And so that's so like. You cannot make another Sugar Ray Robinson.
One time I was fighting in Miami, Oklahoma at a casino,
mm-hmm.
and we were fighting a Russian fighter. But, you know, the people don't know. I mean, obviously people that he looks like he's just a white kid, you know. And I remember while we were fighting, I could hear the fans, serve that guy his chimichanga, get him out of here. Get him his tortillas. And I'm getting mad, bro. But I've experienced fans talking shit, and I can get it out.
Mm-hmm.
But when they start talking about your culture or your race, it's a little different. If you start saying my fighter sucks, whatever, it's okay. He'll show you right now he sucks or not, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That day, bro, I was mad. Everybody's wearing the red fucking MAGA hats and fucking wearing the fucking camouflage. You got to check out Miami.
So wait. They were wearing their MAGA hats in support of a Russian dude?
They were, yeah. Yeah.
White is white. I don't care.
Yeah, white is white. White. It ain't white. It ain't right. Right? and
it's just the irony.
It was funny, bro. And then I'm just getting pissed, bro, because they're just talking. So I heard everything, bro. Every racial
Where
slur.
was this?
Miami, Oklahoma. Miami, Oklahoma.
That's like two of the worst places combined.
I was in Kansas City at a tournament, the national tournament. I had kids fighting the national tournament. Then I had to drive to Oklahoma for the pro fight between the fights. So when I got there, well, I experienced like hatred right when I got to the casino.
Wow.
It's the only casino in Miami, Oklahoma. You guys can reach. I don't forgot the name of it, but
wait. So people like they just
you're in the middle of nowhere, bro.
and you just see white people
everywhere, bro. It's not even the South, and you see Confederate flags and shit like that. You know?
Yeah.
So when we're fighting, luckily the fighter that I'm working with, Robert Lopez, he drops a Russian, and I'm like looking back at everybody, smiling, bro. At one of the officials, because you have an inspector with you the whole time. He goes, I wouldn't agitate him, bro.
He had to stop you.
Yeah, and I'm not agitated. I'm just looking back because we're quiet. You know, I didn't say anything. What if I would have said something?
Last week, so I'm thinking about the fight, Jose's fight.
Yeah,
and one of the fighters in that card. Two of the fighters in that card had the same dude running around the thing with the Mexican flag. I wonder how that would go over, like, at a fight in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we wouldn't get out of that fucking place, bro.
It's like, I mean, I guess that's one of the advantages of being in San Diego is kind of a cultural freedom.
Yeah.
That's allowed really very, very liberally to Mexicans. I'm not angry about it. You know how I love you people. It's just that,
it's different for us here because this was Mexico once.
The you people. Hold on, I just wanted because nobody caught it, so I don't want the listeners thinking I talk like you people. When
No,
I said
I know
you
what you
people,
mean.
I was kidding.
Yeah,
So
I know.
You didn't react.
Yeah.
React.
Well, am I gonna react for?
People want. That's why people listen to the podcast.
What do I call you at the gym all the time?
You call me nigger all the time.
That's a lie. I call him a beaner. All right.
He does. He calls me beaner all the time.
But
you see his face.
I'm like. But anyways, it was our fucking incest. Yeah, ran out.
No. We got him over here.
No wonder shit don't fucking feel right.
But okay, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, was I? Fuck, I lost my track of thought. Bro.
I know. That was hilarious.
It's like lately, it's been a lot of Mexicans have been going to Europe, and they've been knocking people out in Scotland and England, and they,
who beat up that Josh kid, and who went to
which one?
Was Josh Taylor, the left-handed Scottish?
No, that was Teofimo Lopez.
Okay, yep.
But that was here in the United States.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about these kids that have been going to Mexico. I mean, to Europe, and beating all the guys, and they say that as soon as they win, they get that look like
they just gotta get out of there.
Fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah,
you're fucking. Because you hear stories about Europe, but the soccer when they hate how they're racist. Fuck. There you go. I never blew out a cake when I was little, so my bad.
That's the saddest fact that anybody ever has. You see the way he said it? He was like, I never had a cake to blow out.
That's why I get so happy to turn this shit on all the time.
Is that true? You never had a birthday cake?
I mean, I had cakes, but I didn't, like, we share them, like, with fucking 7 different cousins because it was all their birthdays around the same time. You never had your own birthday party.
Okay, just curious. That was funny.
Oh, but I was saying about the flags here in Mexico. Mm-hmm. It's like, this is like your backyard, bro. It's like, so it is America. I love America. I'm American. I live here. You know, it's just America. But it's also, it's like the best way I could describe it is my mom and dad divorced, and my dad's Mexican. My dad's United States, and my mom is Mexico.
Now I would say your mom's.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
My mom feeds me, pampers me, lets me get away with things, lets me have fun. My dad is strict. He makes me fucking listen to him and not break the rules, you know?
Okay.
So you get it?
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. I was like, I was going to say it's your dad because you got to go visit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Man, but I think Mexican culture, Mexican citizens of the United States really enjoy like I told you how I envy the Mexican culture. And one of the things I envy is the ability to have a culture.
Yeah.
You know, I'm convinced, and I'll say this 100 times over, but the culture, black culture, is sold to us by white America. Like, it's really like we do not do anything that they don't first approve and stuff. Like, to make my point, I'll just say this. You never really see a black person with like, if you're watching a movie, if you see on TV, you're looking through white eyes. And
you've shared that with me before a lot. I don't know if I'm the one to elaborate on that because that's not I don't have, firsthand knowledge of that.
I'm just saying it on the podcast.
No, I understand. But like, I get it. I get what you're saying because we've talked about stuff like that about movies and how it's, how you hated Wakanda because the Aztecs came from the Mayans.
I didn't know. I didn't see Wakanda. I didn't see the second one. I hated the first one.
Yeah.
Because like if you watch, like, I don't understand how I'm the only one who saw this. But if you watch the first Black Panther, okay, the white guy saves the world while the two black guys are fighting each other.
I get it.
Okay? like it makes sense to me. And I didn't see the second one. I was like, why didn't you recast him? Just give somebody else the suit. Yeah. The guy died in real life. He was an actor. I
never thought about what you said right now. You guys didn't have a culture.
Yeah.
Like your own culture.
We don't have our own culture.
I think that's right. That's what makes us strong because we have our own culture. Growing up, I didn't really see any Hispanics on TV. The only one I saw was Pancho from Chips. And then
how was he received?
He was cool. I mean, we saw somebody that we can relate to, Mm-hmm. And then there was that little midget from Fantasy Island.
He wasn't really Mexican.
No, I didn't say Mexican, but Latino.
I wonder if I knew then when I was watching, because I watched Fantasy Island. That's what we're talking about, Fantasy Island. They tried to reboot that without a midget.
Yeah,
can you believe that? That was ridiculous. But
the plane.
I watched that first run. I watched that when it would come on. I can't remember what night it came on. But when you guys had Pancho and even whatever his name is, he was a wife beater.
Who?
the dude, the little guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No pimp and shit.
Right? And so we had J.J. Walker.
The singer? Shotgun?
No, J.J. Dynamite.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't
My
like
dad used to like him, though. My dad liked him. My dad liked the Jeffersons, too.
Jefferson's was hot.
Yeah.
Jefferson's, that was a bit of a one-off for us.
He was talking shit, dog.
Yeah, he was
He was always fighting the white
I
man.
love how Sherman Hemsley, that the actor's name, R.I.P., he was balding. You know, it was
no
like
problem.
No problem.
Yeah.
He just wore it.
Yeah.
Right? That's one thing I love. But it's like in the black culture, I just don't think that, I don't know. And I tried, and we talk, and I'm like, I tried to like it, I just couldn't. I just couldn't. And I think I lose a lot of friends up
So
that.
when,
What's up, Lance?
when did blacks get a lot of people on TV? Besides athletes, I mean, talking about actors.
Yeah.
You guys had Sammy Davis Jr., dog.
Why do you keep...
You know,
he was Jewish.
He looked black to
No,
me.
he was black, but
Yeah.
he converted to Judaism. And that was... So it was like... I don't know. I can't really pinpoint it where I'm just like, I've seen black representation on TV and be like, yeah, that's us. We're always like kind of a sidekick, or the Magic Negro.
Yeah, but that's coming to an end soon because I remember Hispanics were always the maids or the drug dealers on TV.
Yeah, now you got...
Oh, the cholos, the typical cholos. Like, I hated the cholos. They act like so stupid. Hey, Holmes, you mean to tell me those motherfuckers move heroin and cocaine into the country? Those retards?
Those retards. No, hey, I'm right there with you. I recognize stereotypes. I think we should way too much. Like some stuff. So me and my cousin, we both like were fed the bullshit of our uncle, my dad, our uncles, blah blah blah, and we're sitting there on one Saturday afternoon watching Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Oh, the dead dude.
Yeah, and there's a. Have you ever seen Weekend at
How'd they
Bernie's
have
2?
part 2?
They have it too.
I didn't know. I thought it
Yeah.
was part 1. They
had to go get Bernie's body up to get like to satisfy a clause
Who
in the will
wrote
or
that
something
fucking
like
movie? Huh? That's how dumb we were in the 80s. Was it 90s or 80s?
90s.
That's
Yeah.
how, remember they're walking, they tie their legs and all? Yeah. Okay.
This
I'm
one
sorry.
was worse. So
What
this
happened?
this scene is worse. So 2 black pimps in
part 2.
In part 2.
I
2
missed
black-
that movie.
So they have to go find him and they're in competition for the body of Bernie with 2 black pimps, okay, or 2 pimps who are black, however the fuck you want to say it.
Yeah.
And the pimps get Bernie, and they're gonna do like some voodoo to resurrect Bernie. So they got like all these chicken heads and candles, and now they start doing a dance, like this kind of
Ritual. Yeah.
Thank you, ritualistic dance. So you got 2 pimps in a subway in New York doing this dance, and Bernie starts to come to life. And so all 3 of them, 2 black guys and the white guy, just doing this dancing thing. And me and my cousin are watching this on TV. It's a Saturday afternoon. There's nothing else going on. And we're just watching it. And neither of us are laughing. Neither of us are. We're just looking at it. And my cousin goes, you know, we'd find this funny if it wasn't for our dads. And every time I get offended, I try to remind myself of that. I'm like, yeah, you just. But then sometimes, like, freaking Wakanda. This is my thing about Wakanda. Because I thought about watching Blue Beetle this weekend.
But you haven't, but yeah.
But I didn't. And I was like, why won't I go near this stuff? And
Because you're racist?
I'm not. There's no proof of that.
We're just playing dog. But
No, we only need to clear it up when I say you're racist.
yeah. Okay, got you.
Everybody's like, Adam can't be racist. He's black.
I can't either. I'm brown.
No, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
If you're not black, you can easily be racist against who?
Who?
Blacks.
There's
Yeah,
blacks in Mexico.
Yeah, I watched
Well, I'm
Narco.
probably like taking 10%
What was the black
black.
guy's? What was the black guy's name on Narco?
There wasn't a black guy in Narco.
Yeah, it was
Who?
Blackie. His name was Blackie.
Well, we give everybody a nickname for negativity. Like Gordo's Gordo.
I know.
They call my grandpa
I know
Negro.
being black's not negative.
No. If it's like my grandpa's dark, they called him Negro growing up.
Negro, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
that's his name. It was
I'm just-
anything that, if you're white, they call you güero. It's like they don't, chino.
blanco?
Your eyes are slanted, they call you, flaco's flaco, you're fucking chino, they call you chino. Anything that they
Don't do the
consider.
eye thing again. That'll get us canceled
bad,
quick.
dog. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
The Coreano, they got all kinds of shit. That's the Latin culture for you.
So
It's funny because most Latin people would just laugh right now, and other people are gonna be like, That's fucking bullshit.
What did Patrice O'Neal? Yeah, this went from a boxing to a racist.
No, what you say though?
Racist thing. Patrice O'Neal said, like, before he passed, another R.I.P.
The comedian,
huh?
The comedian.
Yeah, he talked about how blacks and Latinos don't like each other because they're trying to fight for America's #1 oppressed spot.
Oh.
And I was like, damn, that's kind of spot on. But you'll never get it from us. But yeah, it's so I think I don't like Black Panther and a lot of Marvel. Why are the two black superheroes in Marvel kind of butlers to white superheroes? War Machine is Tony Stark's butler, and Falcon is Captain America's butler.
I don't know.
Yeah. And so, but I honestly look at it and I'm like, Stan Lee had to have had access to actual black comic creators and just said, no, you're going to take my story that I write about the black superhero who was in Africa, except they didn't do anything. It's really convoluted. Convoluted, I think is the way to say it. Where's Maggie? Notice my opinions get way out of hand when Maggie's not here to just tamp it down.
Hey, talking about, I didn't want to talk on it, but now that you're bringing that shit up, you know, when I was a kid, I had to do a paper when I was in school, and I didn't finish the paper until I was like 28.
Oh, until you get your tails time to get your GED.
I was like 17. They were 16, 17. They were talking about it was Hispanic heritage, and they were talking about Hispanics that served in the war. Mm-hmm. So this is pre-fucking Google and all that shit, you know. I was just researching people that were in the war that were Hispanic heritage, and I didn't realize that a lot of Hispanics were recipients for the Medal of Honor.
Yeah,
and brothers, you know, black brothers, but they didn't. A lot of them didn't get it, you know, for whatever reason. I know it's not gonna sound Mexican, but it's Gabaldon. There was a guy named Guy Gabaldon. He was from East LA. He was a cholo, you know, a gangster, went in the Marine Corps, and he was in the Korean War, right? And you can research this, man. And this guy, I got assigned by a teacher his name, but I never researched him in years past, and the name always stuck to me because I never met it and had never seen a Hispanic named Guy. Mm-hmm. So his name was Guy Gabaldon, and now years later I can Google him,
right?
And there's videos of him and there's pictures of him. He was a 5'4".
This is the guy you were telling me about. They made him. Yeah, keep going.
So I did share it with you, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't tell you that I finished the paper 10 years later, huh? Okay. So this guy single-handedly captured over 1,500 people. Mm-hmm. That's a low number, I think. But anyways.
Single-handedly how many?
1,500.
That's a lot of people.
Okay. And he knew Japanese. And he was catching them and he was bringing them in. And then one day they honored him by making a movie about him because he was like a hero. Came back to the U.S., came on whatever the shows were back then, TV shows. He was like that Johnny Carter. I know it wasn't that, but those eras. And they made a movie about him. And the movie, he was 6'5" and he was white. So
what did they say his name was in the movie?
The same name, but
how did they pronounce it?
Guy Gabaldon.
Gabaldon.
Yeah. So it kind of takes away our sauce, you know.
Yeah.
If I would have known growing up, we have war heroes, and there's a lot of guys. There's so many guys that are war heroes that you can read about. Chollet and Benavidez. There's a lot of guys, you know. But we didn't know about none of this stuff because they didn't teach us in school. They didn't want us to be proud of nothing, you know.
They can't. I mean, okay, when I say they, I think the I'll change the word they to institutions don't want to teach history properly.
Yeah.
Because it
talk about everything here.
It does take away from it. The advantage is like, you know, it does create more talking points. Texas is completely rewriting, and by rewriting, why can't I say see if Max was here, she would have told me to move the fuck on already. Whitewashing the history books.
When I was in Texas, I was at the Alamo. I was there for like 3 months. We were working right there a long time ago too. And I went to the Alamo and I read a book because when I was in school and when I was living in Tijuana for a while as a little kid, I opened up a book and it described how we lost the Alamo, you know, and it was a lot different than the way I read it over here. And I don't know who to believe, but I know that Texas doesn't belong to Mexico anymore. But in the one part that really caught my attention was that it said that Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett in the American book said that they fought to the very end. But in the Mexican history books, it says that they begged for their life.
Wow.
So, they killed them both,
There's a saying that the victor writes history. History is written by the victor.
Well, and that day, so that day they didn't Mexico. What happened is that Mexican president, he felt like he came into the U.S. and beat him. So his advisors told him, hey, don't send everybody back. But he had to feed 5,000 men for the whole time they were there, and it was hard. Sent them all back, kept only like 100 men with him, and they came back, Sam Houston and all these guys.
And so they caught him sleeping.
So if they would have killed him, Texas would still belong to Mexico. But they made him sign the treaty that gave him Mexico.
I always think that we should, even now, I'm like, we should give Texas to Mexico.
They produce so much oil, produces so much.
Citizens and everything. Just make them wake
So
up.
you don't like Texas? The Cowboys too and everything?
I hate the Cowboys.
The Mavericks?
I'm indifferent about
the Astros.
I mean,
the Rangers.
And I think, and then, okay, so my foreign policy, giving Texas to Mexico.
Sorry, Texans.
It's not sorry. You just got to learn a new language now.
Well, they already speak it. Most of them.
Not the white ones.
Well, they're going to have to learn them.
I know. It's like you guys now get sports teams because that's the thing. I think Mexico should have sports teams.
Yeah.
And that now
we do. We have los Dodgers, los Padres.
That's ridiculous.
The only
say Dodgers again in Spanish.
Los Dodgers. That's how they say it over there.
That's not a word.
Los Astros. Hmm? Any team that sits along the border are Mexican teams.
Speaking of borders, by us giving Texas to Mexico, it's one less border we need to protect. So I just helped our domestic policy as well.
I think they would change the Rangers name though because they hate Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be
the Texas Sicarios.
Ranchos. Ranjeros.
Yeah, they don't like the Rangers.
Don't let me get in charge of the country because I'll make a couple like Rhode Island. You're next. Like this.
You like Rhode Island, huh?
I just don't think no neighborhood should be able to say
That's
it's a
where
state.
Boo Boo's from.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think he'll be mad if he hears this.
I think he'll be mad.
I don't. There are people. Okay, so I grew up in Franklin, right next to Woonsocket, and matter of fact, I delivered the nobody for the Woonsocket Call. So I was
knows about that shit.
Woonsocket Call was a newspaper, okay, that had a lot of subscribers in Massachusetts because that's how close we were to. But what always tripped me out is me and my buddy Jeff would always ride our bikes into. It was the only time I could ever conceivably ride my bike into another state, have lunch at the Ponderosa, and then just go back home. So Rhode Island. What my plan for you is, we're gonna have a raffle. Okay, you won't be able to buy tickets because you're the prize, and whichever state wins you gets you. It'd be a bordering state, so you wouldn't have to try. So I'm solving problems.
Speaking of, well, now we're touching the subject. One time I was coming back from Canada, and I couldn't board my plane in Montreal, so I had to drive 3 hours to Vermont, and I looked for a hotel.
Wait, was there a reason you couldn't board your plane?
Because my passport was from the U.S. No, it was from Mexico. And I could only fly from from Canada to Mexico. Not from
Canada to U.S. Okay,
they let me in, but they didn't let me out the right way.
That's how I feel like every trip I take to Tijuana is gonna end.
So when I drove back, and I got to Vermont, and I got a flight to San Diego in the morning, and when I crossed, when I got to the hotel, it was one of those little like hole in the wall hotels, not a large franchise,
right?
And I remember I went in there, and there was not one car in the parking lot. And I it says, ring the bell, because it was like 1 a.m. now. I just wanted to sleep somewhere for 5-6 hours. And the guy comes he goes, hey, what's up, man? What can I do for you? I said, I need a room. There's no rooms available for you right now. I look at the parking lot. I go, there's not a car in the parking lot. He goes, I understand, but there's no room for you.
Jesus.
I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, racism sucks, man. It's white guy?
Yeah, Vermont.
I just wanted to say it. Like, we knew. Everybody knew. And it's Vermont. Vermont's supposed to be, isn't it? No, Virginia. Chill. Wait, is Vermont for lovers or Virginia for lovers?
I don't know.
But Vermont, you guys are supposed to be on this was when?
Like 2002.
Yeah, the 2000s are weird. I look back on some of the things that happened to me. I got called a nigger over a parking spot in Texas, in Dallas, Texas. So a white lady with her kids in the like a minivan. and her kids on the back. I was like, golly. So stuff happened. I think we didn't start smartening up. I want to say it's what year is it? 23?
23, I think.
I think things start to get better around like 22 and a half.
The COVID.
Yeah, COVID smartened. Now, the COVID, in your opinion, like somebody asked you, hey, did COVID make things better or worse? Right?
Yeah,
COVID changed a lot.
Changed a lot.
Yeah, it changed a lot, but man, that's crazy.
When I flew out this last week to Vegas, I saw a lot of people wearing masks, and I'm like, damn, we're gonna have another outbreak pretty soon. Like, like at the airports,
Whenever I see like somebody wearing a mask, I just assume that's an unattractive person. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm just like, those are the only people. Like, they were real relieved when we had to wear a mask because they were insecure. Yeah. I'm not judging you. I'm saying you think you're unattractive.
Yeah.
You got the mask on, so I really can't see you. I'm just assuming you think you're ugly, so you're just kind of hiding your ugliness. So don't get mad at me. But anyway.
Yeah, good point.
Right? And so that's all. That's my assumption. But what happened? Were they enforcing it?
No, I was just tripping out on that. Like more Vegas, than a lot of people.
Yeah, Vegas is kind of everybody's coming from everywhere. So I think that should be a statewide policy. In those hubs where people come in from all, just wear a mask. I wouldn't, but you should.
Hey, but Vegas is like Vegas. It's just Vegas is Vegas. I'll leave it like that. It's such a money maker, bro. It's like, dang. I was like, we're leaving. Formula One was there last week, right?
Yep.
Then the Benavidez Boo fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right after the Boo fight, at the airport, you start seeing a lot of people showing up with Chiefs and Raiders jerseys. Like, Vegas is constantly making money, bro.
And now they're about to get the
Oakland A's.
Oakland A's, yeah.
They're knocking down the Tropicana. There were like 4 cab drivers told us the story. Like, they're dropping down. Oh, bro, and when we're going we went shopping one day, went to the rival store where they sell boxing equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And our Uber realized that we like boxing. He's like, you guys want me to show you the hanger where Mayweather just bought at the airport? And I'm like, dude, how much money you have to have
to buy a hanger?
To buy your own hanger in Vegas. That boy's smart, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's the level.
Like, you own a hanger.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Like Canelo was saying, he was tired of spending $50,000 a flight on the private jet, so he just bought his own plane.
But that costs like $300 million. I guess, but you only have the right to check once. Like, it's crazy. But I'm not hating, because I would totally, like, if you had Mayweather money, what's like the silly thing that you would do?
Silly?
Yeah, like buying a hanger is borders on silly. Like, it's not silly, haha. It's like silly, but it's silly.
I don't know what I would do, bro. I never thought about it.
Non-necessity.
Yeah, nothing important. Nothing that I don't know. I don't know. Fucking own a giraffe or something. Elephant.
You're one of them. You're one of those people who get money and is like, I need a wild animal.
Didn't we just talk about?
I just told you, because we were talking about
hippopotamus.
Yeah, who was it?
Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar had hippopotamus. Mike Tyson had tigers. Like, there's a certain level of animal. God knows how many animals Elon Musk has.
Have you seen the skit of Gabriel Iglesias when he goes to Saudi Arabia? Mm-hmm. Oh, you got to watch it. He talks about, he goes there and the Saudi prince is showing him all his animals.
See?
And he's like, I'm going to see a fat Mexican in there in that cage next time.
That's insane. But yeah, so coaches want, my silly thing, if I had like the money, and I've kind of done all the math and kind of had like a little meeting about it, because I really want to do it, I would start a new baseball league to rival.
Oh, that kind of money.
To rival, but I won't.
A league or a new team?
League.
You want to fuck up the MLB?
Yeah. Yep. And I know that eventually it'll probably last 2 seasons and the MLB will buy me out. Mm-hmm. But I won't sell. I'm going to stick with you.
What would you do different, though?
1, team names, colors.
Huh?
Colors, no team names. Because honestly, I'm one of those people.
The blues, the reds, the pinks, purples.
Blacks, whites.
Browns.
Yep. And
yellows.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay. And because I think all the cool team, every time there's a new expansion.
So what were all if you played it by race too, like all the Dominicans would be on the brown or blacks?
Oh, this is where it's gonna get sticky.
The Asian team would be all what?
Yeah, there were no work visas. Like, I'm not.
You're gonna make it a boring American teams?
No, we're playing Mexicans. Mexico will have several brown colors.
But Mexican Americans or Mexicans?
Mexicans, like Mexico. Because I don't think you need to work. Well, yeah, but it's like we're not. If you swim here, like you know how Cubans have to defect, they have to get over here by raft first before the MLB will touch them. No, yeah, we're gonna kind
You're gonna have a pipeline.
No, it's gonna be like just Mexicans, Canadians, and Americans.
Gotcha.
That's what it is, and maybe some people from Alaska. We'll have a camp in Alaska, just to see if they can give us.
How would they pick up that ball in the snow?
I don't know. Oh, I still got to see that bit that Bill Burr did about the blow up doll. Because it's Alaska's in that joke. But yeah, so that's the silly thing I would do with my money. It would just be back to buses. Oh, and zero tolerance policy.
In baseball. Like drug test, you're out.
Drug test, you're out. If you dope, you're out. And I know there were a couple episodes ago where I was like, yeah, you know, as long as you're not hitting anybody, you can dope up. I really don't believe that.
Oh, you're gonna be changing your fucking rules every year, every 6 months.
As a fan, I really like. As a fan,
your policies will be flipped.
But now I'm the CEO of the American Baseball League, which is what it'll be called. See how I keep calling it American? I'll let Mexico play. They're in America. So I guess Dominicans, those are American.
Yeah, they're all American.
Yeah, I guess I'll figure something out. No, I'll give them teams. They'll have what's your favorite color? They'll say green, I'm sure. And then I'll say your team's. So now you guys have a team now.
Would you let them like Los Verdes instead of green?
Mm-mm.
It has to keep American.
It's American. Everybody will speak American.
Oh man, that's fucked up, bro.
Yeah, I know.
So you get the Dominicans and Mexicans that can't speak, right?
Who do the Dominicans? Oh, and then now the rivalries will be perfect because the Dominicans don't like.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was Colombian.
I have no idea what.
I watch Law and Order, so on Law and Order they say Dominicans and Colombians.
They always say the Mexicans hate the Salvadorians. I'm like, I don't hate anybody.
You guys got to play them.
Oh, okay.
No, but it's just I just wanted like after these last MLB rule changes, I was like, you guys need some competition.
9 innings, everything the same.
Yeah, all the stuff. But what I can't figure out is I wonder if baseball is under a patent.
I would bring in aluminum bats.
No, absolutely not. You're not. Do you know?
And they throw golf balls at them. Aluminum bats with golf balls.
You know how far Hideki is? No, Shohei Ohtani. I was thinking Hideki Matsui.
You're a racist. They're both Japanese, dog.
And I just watched the video where they were interviewing. They were talking to each other. So there's that. But yes.
How far did he hit the ball?
No, I'm saying if he was using an aluminum bat, no fan would leave the stadium with a ball. It would just be gone, hitting highways and stuff, causing traffic accidents.
600 feet.
Yes, easy. So wooden bat stays. What rule would I go back to? You'd be able to check the batter as many times, the runner on first as many times as you want.
That's boring, bro.
Hey, baseball has never been exciting, but it's always exciting.
You have nobody viewing your fucking baseball league, dog.
Bet me.
I wish I could bet you, but you never have your baseball league.
I know. See how excited I get? It's like I played the lottery. Like for the half hour up to the drawing of the lottery. Oh my God, I got so many plans. And then the minute after the lottery is drawn, I'm like, fuck.
It's funny because if you won the lottery, you probably couldn't. That wouldn't be enough money to own a baseball.
No. Okay, I would have to finance the first 2-3 seasons myself. But if I went to a guy, like there's a great baseball player freaking bagging groceries somewhere. Like, dude, I'll give you $35,000 this year. Come play for my team.
Oh,
like, all right. Yeah, you find those guys, the MLB's not
the replacements.
Right. Yeah. That's who you do. You sign no compete contracts so they can't get picked from you to the MLB.
Oh, you got it all thought out already.
Dude, I'm telling you. This is my silly
Anybody
purchase.
out there, a billionaire that wants to let us borrow some money?
It's not written up.
What do we need, like $500 million?
300 million.
300 million. Anybody out there that got 300 million?
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you guys 2%.
And then I'll hire you to oversee the rest.
I've already hired myself.
I'll hire you to oversee the umpires.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, got it.
What if I start umpiring?
Hike. Did you say hike?
Strike.
Okay, I thought you said hike.
No, they never say strike. They always say something else.
It's a grunt.
Yeah.
Yep. And I even know the history of that. That's how much baseball I know. It's just one guy who just got real loud and all the other umpires like, we're gonna do that too. Everybody loves that guy.
Gotcha.
He excites people.
Makes sense. I've been throwing 1-2s out there.
That's I always like the ones that do a little dance on strike.
Yeah, like.
But so, matter of fact, comment on what's your silly purchase.
I got a giraffe against a baseball league.
I know a lot of our listeners are like, man,
that's not a silly. That's a smart one.
I think I call it silly because it doesn't really help society.
Gotcha.
It doesn't really. It's like I gotta one big thing I have to do first because it's gonna take all my winnings. I had to give myself a good salary.
Oh yeah,
as the commissioner.
What would you pay yourself? Like $7 million a year?
Ooh, I figure out all my overhead. And then like $20 the rest. As long as I can keep a livable wage.
What would be your
because when it takes off, I want the most.
What would you be your bottom salary per player and the highest?
Oh, see, I don't know. I haven't figured out if I would have everybody making the same.
The league minimum.
Right. But it would start at $50,000.
So how about you pay everybody say $200,000 a year, right? Wait, let me finish. I know. Okay, I'm just it's not. Okay,
and no, magenta will not be a color. It's going to be basic colors.
100,000. Okay, a player per league. Mm-hmm. No, everybody makes the same money.
Everybody makes $100,000.
Everybody makes 100, but anybody who hits 40 home runs gets a profit. Bonuses.
Everybody with strikeouts. Yeah, incentives. Absolutely, you get more money for winning the championship series.
Yeah, you get a bonus and shit like that.
Yes. Oh, so you just cut out. See, our overhead just got cut way down because now everybody's making $100,000. So if we have let's just say we have 10 teams. I'm not going to try and do math right now.
Let's say you do 10 teams.
10 teams.
52 guys per team, right? How many guys?
52? Are you freaking crazy?
How many guys are in a team?
12?
On the field, but there's fucking guys.
No, there's 11. There's 9 on the field.
And how many backups do you have? How many?
So you got 9 on the field. There's no DH. We're not doing a DH. Pitchers learn to hit. And the pitchers can hit.
That was exciting.
Pitchers can hit.
I missed that.
Yeah, pitchers can hit.
When they hit it, it'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. I forget his name. Greinke. He's a great one, So no DH. So you got 9 guys and you got 3 utility players.
Yeah.
I can get talked up to 15, but no more than 15 guys in a lineup. I mean, not, and then it's 9 players, each position, so forth and so on. That's all that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the most exciting baseball ever because you know why? Because these guys gotta play. They're not given enough money where they can play a couple games and be like, I gotta. There's no protecting the future. They don't know if they have a future. So it's gotta make all the money that they can, and they're getting paid. Well, I guess
I would make a rule.
What?
If you're hitting less than 200, you're out the league.
Ooh, the Mendez line. So do we keep
Mendoza?
The Mendoza line. Yeah, my bad, Mendez.
I know more about baseball than you do.
You knew one thing that I knew it existed. I just got it wrong. You know how many times I've tried to pass a test by that? I knew that there was an answer, and the one I gave you was wrong.
The Mendoza line.
Do you get I think, but it'll affect your pay.
What?
It'll affect your pay.
You're out the league, dog.
Nah, I don't think out the league because that doesn't give them a chance to get better.
No, that's exactly as.
So the second they drop,
there's 100,000 people waiting to get in the league.
Yeah, that we will.
Yeah, bro, who's gonna want to play for us?
So wait, oh man, that's cold though. That's
they know from the get go when they sign their contract.
So, it's like, hey, well, this is their bat. He's batting at 201.
And if you pitch, you have to finish the game.
If he yes. So pitching, there will be pitching rules.
Yeah.
It's like I would say the starting pitchers, barring injury,
no less than 160 pitches a game.
Oh my God!
I'll play.
7 innings.
7 innings is fair.
He doesn't have to, but you're not getting a quality start for just 5 innings.
You don't get 4 middle relievers.
Yeah.
Oh, remember they used to put 1 pitcher per batter?
Mm-hmm. That I might allow that. That one's on the table.
That's only in the World Series.
Because that's a strategic. Yeah, that's a strategy.
That's real serious stuff.
Yeah,
bro.
that's some stuff that you can just say, okay. I love watching Rodney Harris, I think was his name, coming off there was a guy who was a specialist. He's like, put out a cigarette, go to the mound, pitch to one guy, go back in. And that was all you saw him. So that's on the table. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, see, some of the silly baseball rules will stay.
I got you.
All right. So, yeah, but let us know. I'm not the only one with silly, well thought out, if I ever come up on $300 million, what am I going to do with it? I know you guys got it too, so let us know. We good?
Like,
subscribe, comment.
Yeah.
All right, and tell your friends, and we'll be back. Mags will be back. You guys are awesome. We love you.
Peace.
This has been a Point and Yell production. Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.